from the gym, went and walked the dog, hit the trail up. You know what I'm saying? It's been up to.
Man, working, man, like you, trying to stay on it.
Yeah, man. Hey, you a beast, bro. I see you, man. I'll be watching some of your old stuff too, man. You be getting it in. I ain't lying. I'm gonna introduce you on here, man. That's Dwayne. I want to say I know you. I'll be calling you Monster and stuff, man, because of Instagram and shit. But I'll let you introduce yourself, man. You can tell these people a little bit about what you do and your gym and all that type of stuff, man. And I'm gonna help you promote your stuff out there in Houston. Me and him be going back and forth, and I watch a lot of his videos, his training videos, and I share stuff with him as well and stuff, man. But he's all for the guns down, gloves up movement too, man. So he's offered us to come to the gym with him and whenever we're out in Houston and stuff, man. So it's always love out there with those guys, man. But go ahead, take it away, man. Tell them who you are, what you do.
Well, I'm just an ordinary individual that do some crazy things. I've been uh, I've been in it 4 decades, and I've seen back in my day we were doing a lot of cross training. Never really thought it would cross over to where you would have MMA and then you'd have grappling tournaments. You should just be all stand up, and I just I had a brother that had people, and I just spent a lot of time in the game. And one of the things I respect about you, I've been watching, is like I try to tell people, like where I come from, we didn't do any talking. It was straight fighting. Like
Shit.
you got something to do, you step in the ring and you show them what you're about.
Right.
Because talking don't get you nowhere. That's what I try to tell a lot of people. When you get in the ring, in the cage, your fists are gonna do the talking.
That's it.
And me growing up, even being physically challenged, I used to tell people, I used to get my ass kicked, bloody noses. They didn't have no mercy for me. It was like when I walked in the gym, it's like, you gonna be down with our process, our program, or you got, go to Taekwondo school, go somewhere where they're gonna be soft, and that's where I always tell people, I'm not a tough guy. Tough guys don't make it in this sport, man.
No
I
doubt.
think you know that very well. It's like you gotta have a different mindset to be a fighter. And the mindset is show up every day, do the work. And that's one of the things I try to stress with people when I'm working with fighters. And of course, you see my videos, and I tell everybody, I'm not too much on talking. And if you challenge me, I'm gonna step up to the plate, and you're gonna come to the gym, and you might not come back to the gym because I want you to know, like, we don't play around in the gym.
No
And the
doubt.
best way for me to show you is to show you what I do.
No doubt.
Not having any animosity towards you. If you don't think what I'm doing is good, come down there and get some. And if
Exactly.
you don't like it, cool. If you do, and most of the time I have guys just, coming in, they leave, and I'm telling them, like, it doesn't matter if you're a tough guy. This is not about being tough. I tell everybody that this sport is mental, and it's mental, and you have to put in the work. There's no way to be about it. I know even you with your shows, what you do, and a lot of these cats don't know, you got to do some kind of training because if you don't condition the body, you're gonna get hurt.
Yep. And you can
You
see
know
the
what I'm
difference
saying?
between the, and you can see the difference between the ones that that do go to the gym and running the street stuff. You get a lot of guys fresh off the couch. They're from the streets. They don't train. Um, and a lot of them are training now, but they come from backgrounds where they've never even played a sport in their life. You know.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's like, you know, I don't care how good your hands are. You ain't got no cardio. It's
No,
a wrap.
that's a
I've
wrap.
seen guys not you do good, and then what happened? You ain't got no cardio. It
Yep.
ain't that you had a bad day. You're not conditioned.
Yeah.
That person conditioned his mind. He's had fights. He knows what to do, and instead of talk about it, get up and do. That's why I respect respect your move because the way that you deal with some of those cats are the way people need to deal with them cats. Like, if you ain't fighting me, I'm just not talking to you.
That's
If
it.
you want to see me, come to the ring. And
That's
then
it.
we just boom boom. And that's what fighting's all about. And you're doing something great. And then I always watch your stuff because I see how people disrespect you, and that disrespect is an honor of you because they
Right.
wish they were doing what you were doing. You
That.
know what I'm saying? You're
Yep.
doing something, and people are saying, "Oh, that's this and that," but they steady giving you attention because people got to understand when you're doing something good, people gonna hate on you if you don't do it. And like I watch you, you go out there and I see you. You grapple. You get out in the ring. You do your stuff. I mean, I even respect you for the fact you guys said, man, I had my ass kicked. And I tell people, that's about learning. There's no, I
Yep.
tell guys in the gym, there's no shame in the gym.
Nope.
Get your ass kicked in the gym. Because
Yep.
if you get your ass kicked in front of 20,000 people, that's a whole different feeling.
No doubt.
Believe me,
No doubt.
it's a whole different feeling. So get those mistakes and check your ego,
At the door.
at the
Yep.
point. And that's what my training is all about. I just tell guys, if you want to learn, come with an open mind and I'll help you. And it's in the sport, as I always tell people, everybody wants you to do something for them, but they don't want to invest in themselves.
No doubt.
And I tell guys, if you ain't got no money, then why are you tripping about a contract? Because if you're serious about fighting and you trying to make some money, then you're going to fulfill that contract.
Yep.
If you're going to waste my time, then I want to get paid for you wasting my time. But if
Right.
you're not going to waste my time, you don't have to ever worry about paying me back except when you get fights.
Yeah.
You start giving me a little bit, you'll never be able to fully pay me for my time, but just pay me for my work.
No doubt.
Just pay me for the things that I do. I don't want anything extra. And that's the beauty is that I want to help guys, and I'm just like you and I'm connected, but you got to come in and want to do the work and leave that street shit in the street. Because, like me and you, I'm a businessman. I know you a businessman. Talk to me in a business sort of way. We can do business. You try to run game or do something to me, then I'm probably not going to deal with you because I always tell people there's a sense of loyalty, respect with me in training.
No
Like
doubt.
respect me and give me loyalty because I'm gonna give it to you too.
True.
You know what I'm
True.
saying? And if you can't give it to me, then we can't do stuff together, man.
Right.
It's nothing personal. It's like I love what I do and I appreciate it because a lot of people been going digging up videos and being like,
Yeah.
man, you guys be like, no, man, I don't. I let my training and my knowledge do the talking for me.
Oh, exactly. Exactly. Let me ask you this. So look, so you out there in Houston, man. So being in Houston, man, for people that don't know, man, Houston is a real big crime area, man. It's and we've ran fights out there before, and I grew up listening to UGK and the Ghetto Boys and all that stuff. I actually went out there and I made it a point. We went out to Fifth Ward and we sparred out there in the streets of Fifth Ward, just because I grew up listening to that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
And how hard is it for you out there to get a lot of those guys, like you said, man, to be able to check their egos in at the door to find? Because I see you got a lot of people that are going to your gym, and you training a lot of people and a lot of good talented people, man, from the videos that I see. Um, how hard is it to get those guys out of the streets out there to really come out there and train and give it their all, and really be try to go to that next level after being in those streets, and some of those guys, I'm sure that they don't come from a background. I wrestled since second grade, so I've always played sports. I've always wrestled. I've always been in the mix of some type of combat sport. How hard is it to get those guys that ain't never done that to come in there and change their mind frame and end up turning their entire lives around and giving it to that sport with you?
You know, that's a good question. Um, I think a lot of the guys that I do know, they try to come at me in a certain way where it's like they want to they come at me in a way like they're doing me a favor. You
Right,
know what I'm saying? It's like what I'm saying is when you're it's hard, and you might have experienced this or seen it. My thing is, one, first of all, um, I'm physically challenged. Cats don't want to give me respect. Number
yeah,
one, I don't care what your position is. You're gonna respect me, or you ain't got to be around me. You know
right,
what I'm saying? If you want the knowledge, look, what I'm saying is, it's not so much of me. It's them listening. Some
right.
cats don't want to listen. Some cats come to me and have all the answers. And I'm like, well, if you have all the answers, why are you coming to
Are
me?
you here? Yeah,
Because I'm telling you, the process that I'm going to take you through is going to help you get to the level of filing. There's protocol, but some guys don't want to follow the steps. And I know you see it. Guys are going to be like, I'm going to give you a great instance. About a year and a half ago, I was at a gym, and one of my friends, he's a real close guy. He actually used to train Anthony Rumble Johnson. So he called me up one day in the gym, said, "Man, they got this spot on ESPN, and there was having a guy that wasn't one of my fighters, but I was working with him." So he says, "I'll take the fight." So I said, "Now, the first of all, and he said he could, and I had seen him he could fight. So once I got him the fight, and it was time to get ready, then he talked about, well, man, I'm kind of concerned and I'm worried. Well, why would you ask me to fight? I asked you, was you ready to fight?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I was, I was the guy put it up there on the table. I said, this is what I mean. You got to come to the gym every day and train. Get your mind and your body right to fight. Because I don't matter what you do in the streets and being a professional fighter are two different things.
yeah,
And you'll find that out very quickly. And sometimes, body mouth, there's guys that can't train. They come in there, they get knocked down, and they want to make it personal. I'd be like, well, you can't train with me because
yeah,
people are not going to lose their life in here because you got cracked because it's part of training. And if you knock that guy out, he's gonna be like, "Oh, I need to keep my hands up."
right,
Not run to my
right.
car and get a
Get
pistol.
it going. Exactly, man. That, yeah,
You
yeah,
know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like
yeah,
I tell guys, like that's not what fighting is to me. I mean, like and I'll share with you because I don't really share. I tell people I grew up in a situation where my family was deep off in some criminally type stuff, so I know where I'm at right now. That's not gonna be that's not gonna wash with me in the gym. Like if
right.
you're not coming to get your life together and you take things personal, then don't show up. And I appreciate you because when I post stuff, guys don't answer me. And this is the thing with me. I'm willing to help you, but I'm not coming. If you want, you call me. If you serious, come to me real. If you're not coming to me real, then it's good if you're not contacting me because if you want to change yourself from the streets, and I hear you say it all the time, and I say it,
Yeah,
you gotta want it more than me
facts.
because you gotta want it more than me. I can give you everything to get to the ring, but
Yeah,
I can't want it more than you.
exactly. And I say
You
that
know,
same
I
stuff, man. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
exactly, and that's what
Yeah,
I try to tell people. And I tell people like, if I have a conversation with you and it's not going anywhere. I'm not trying to be rude, but if we just can't get it together, then it's like I'll sit in a restaurant and eat a meal with you. I just won't do business with you. I
Yeah, no
won't
doubt.
talk to you about fighting, but
Yeah,
I'll eat at a barbecue with you. That don't
yeah.
mean I don't want to not be around you. But if you're asking me what it takes to be a fighter, then don't ask me, and I give you the truth. You still there? Hello?
Hey, my fault. Something happened with my phone. It cut straight out for no reason.
That's all right.
That's never done that before, unless it was like uploading something. I was like, oh shit. I don't know what the hell happened. My fault, man. But
That's
yeah,
all right.
like you said though, man, you can't lead dudes into you know being champions, man. You can't lead dudes into not wanting it for themselves, man. They got to come in there with the will to get out of what they're doing and want to do it themselves. And I'm not saying everybody's coming from a bad position either, man. Like I said, I wrestled forever, and I didn't come from a bad life. I won states in high school. I did all that. I chose the life that I went down. I chose the road that I went down and ended up in
Right.
prison for 16 years. I was trying to get on the Ultimate Fighter back in 2006. You know what I'm saying? And there were a lot of, and I've had teammates win the Ultimate Fighter. Amir Sadala won. Daniel Dove ended up going to prison with me, and he was already had the $100,000 shit set. He was already ready to roll, and we screwed our chances up as far as that goes. But I don't feel like I've shut. I wouldn't change anything, man, because like I said, man, all the people that I've helped, I got the tractor trailer stuff going now. All the people that I've helped get their CDLs and change their lives, doing the Returning Citizen magazine for the prisons, going back into prisons for the reentry programs and stuff, man, doing all the stuff that we've done, man, for ESPN, for National Geographic. We just did MTV for one of the guys that was on Real World. You know, all the stuff, man, all these doors, they different. I may have went down this road, but there was no guarantee I would have ever made it going down that road. So I feel like, man, God put me in a position, man, to where He wanted me to be at, and we've done a lot, man, and we've helped a lot of people. And we've gotten guys contracts now, fresh out of the yard. We got 3 different management teams that come out here. They look for the diamonds in the rough, man. Basically, dudes that are not don't have 1,000 USA boxing matches or 50 MMA matches and stuff like that, or that just come out here and they see natural talent in them, man, and they pay their gym memberships and they get them in the gym and they train and we've had 7 guys turn pro that are now fighting. We got one guy that's 4-0 right now up in Detroit. He's 4-0 as a pro boxer and came out of our yard. You know what I mean? And had no past experience, no USA boxing, none of that shit. So it, man, you never know who you can find out here, man. And like I said, we go back in the neighborhoods. We were doing a lot of donating out there in the projects and stuff, man, gloves and bags and all that stuff. And you see those little young kids out there, man. You never know who you're going to spark into wanting to do this, man. What kind of energy you want to spark into their lives and change their entire environment around from what they see of their dads going to prisons, their uncles going to prisons, their moms being junkies or whatever, living on welfares and Section 8s and stuff. Just always, the continued cycle of failure. You know what I'm saying? And you never know who you could spark. And them dudes want to train now. They want to they don't want to follow that anymore, man. They want to do, something in their lives, man. And you find the next Mayweathers or Mike Tyson's or whatever, you never know, man. And like I said, Houston is a big city that's, it's crime infested out there, and it still is. You know what I mean? And to help the people that you out there helping, man, and turn their lives around, like you said, you can't make them want it, man. They got to want it for themselves. They can't have one foot in and one foot out because in the end they're going to fail and they're going to be right back to square one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean that's a good thing, like what you're saying, what you're doing, because it's good to be honored with you, because they can hear it live from right now. If there's any guys out there that want an opportunity, all they got to do is come talk to me. It ain't about money. It's about come to me like a man,
Right.
hungry, starving, that's willing to do the work. Because at the end of the day, I we're all human beings, and I clear this up because I got you on there. I don't care you being locked up. I care that you're hungry and your mind is straight. If your mind is there, then I'll help you. Because at the end of the day, I want to see people, like you said, succeed. You got a pretty great background, and that's one of the things about me. People start talking a lot of shit about me till they go until they go Google me, and then I
Right.
say there's stuff that you can't Google find. Like back in the day, man. Like I know cats. Like I've been around hand cameras. Like I met Arco Ruiz, Valtil's King of the. Like I met some real live cats and got respect. So when I'm out here, like what you said, I'm out here hustling. I'm not talking. Yeah, I'm
Right.
out here hustling, trying to help people, because at the end of the day, I want to be able to. I tell people I have all this knowledge, and like you're saying, the youth. I want to get out, talk to the youth, because one of the things with me is I lived in Fairbanks, Alaska, and we didn't have much up there to do. So my biggest thing was we have in common was karate and wrestling. Wrestling's
Yeah.
very big in Alaska. That
Yeah.
that 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 was probably most of the things out there that we had to do. So when people ask me, I said I spent so much time training. It just came to the point that I just fell in love, and then one of my friends said, "Why don't you start training people?" And I'm like, "Man, I don't know, because I like doing it better than training people." But then,
Right. That's how I am.
yeah,
Yeah.
you get around
Yeah.
people and you start seeing, and you start seeing, you teach them a little bit, and they start picking it up. So yeah, that's the whole thing, and that's what got me when I seen you, when I started watching your stuff and watching your fight. That's cool. So like anyway, if you come out in any way, because any way I can get back, I'll get back. It's
Yeah.
just I tell people, like, but you got to be real with me. We
No
can't
doubt.
be playing those games. If you got to be real, and you got to be willing to make an investment in yourself. And normally, when I see all your videos, you're doing a lot of stuff, but you just got a lot of cats out there. Like I go through so much here. I just deal with that haters, and I tell people, look, if you don't really care for me, I don't care, because I'm not really doing it for you.
No
But
doubt.
but if you don't like me, why are you coming around me? Because
No doubt.
because if you don't like me, I'm gonna know. Or if you want to know my business, you're not gonna know my business if I don't do business with you to where I see you all the time. So and it's just you got to be funny about people that you help, because I do try to help people, but then everybody wants to run that game, and then they get mad at
Yeah.
me when I tell them, well, I just don't want to fool with you, because out there in them streets, there's people doing things. Like there's just some out there doing things that they got to do to survive, that they really don't have to do.
Right.
So if you want it, you gotta like you said, you're a great example, man. Regardless if you never made it to the Ultimate Fighter, look at the people that you personally are meeting and
Right.
hooking up with, And then now your thing is you're trying to help other people.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You're helping other people, but at the same time, when you're helping other people,
Always
I've
gonna be people
never
that's gonna hate.
understood why people wanna. I always don't understand why people wanna screw you over. Probably will never get the answer for that for helping people. But
Never.
that really boggles my mind. While you're helping them, they're trying to screw you. And I tell people I don't understand that. Like
Yeah.
I'm helping you. Like I'm not taking anything from you. I'm giving to you. And
Right.
you're still trying to
Yeah.
do me wrong. And I got a family and stuff that I got to take care of. You're out here and I don't get it.
Yeah.
So
I've
I
been
just
dealing with it
don't.
forever, man. There's always gonna be haters. The way I do, the way I came about it, man, with what I do is like you said. I always leave all the address and dates and locations up for all of our events, and I'm like, man, if you don't like me, you can basically you can run your mouth on a computer behind, eating some Cheetos on your couch. Um, or you can glove up or shut up, man. You can glove up or shut up. There's not no time, and I'm 11-5 in MMA. I've had my ass whipped in all 5 fights that I've lost. I've got beat bad. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even close. I got smoked. So to me, it's like I'm not the baddest dude. You can come out here and beat my ass, but lip boxing me from behind your computer ain't accounting for shit. It's not you're not impressing me with that. And the way I look at it is you hate me enough that you following me and watching me. So I look
Yeah,
at it like, man, all the publicity is good publicity because one thing's for sure, you had to give me a view on this YouTube to get on there and leave your negative comment. You know what I'm saying? You had to hate enough to follow me, to watch my video, to chase me down on the YouTube to leave a negative comment. So, leave all the comments you want because we know at the end of the day, you're not going to have the balls to come out there and do anything about it. You're not gonna have the balls to come out there and show up and put gloves on because and it's not just me. They say stuff about other fighters on there. We've had kids on there that have fought and they'll get on there like we just had Cole fight the other weekend. He's a pretty heavy kid, man, but he's only 16 years old. And dudes was like, yeah, I see why people carry guns. His fat ass shouldn't be in there boxing. He shouldn't even be fighting and stuff like that. I'm like, damn. I was like, I don't know what environment you come from to say that, or or why you would say that about a 16-year-old kid that's in there at least trying. But the way I look at it like this is that you're not even a real fighter, man, because any real fighter that I've ever been around has always tried to help other fighters out. They've never told somebody that they're trash, that they're garbage. You shouldn't be doing this. You're gonna help somebody. You're gonna be like, hey man, why don't you try to do this, man? Why don't you try to, man, jab out, circle out, shoot the double off a strike, whatever, man. You're gonna try to always try to help out another fighter, man. If you're a real fighter, the way I look at it is the ones that are hating and the ones that's always talking trash about other fighters, they've never even been in there before. You know what I mean? Never.
yeah,
Not to no level anyway, man. Because like I said, man, fighters help other fighters out. At least from the world that I come from, we're not selling pay-per-views, so I can see the trash talking, the fake trash talking on the internet and stuff. And when you selling when you making millions of dollars, but to talk trash in the street, especially about kids and stuff, you ain't no fighter, man. You're
yeah.
not a fighter.
That's see that's cool because even like me on Instagram, I've been having like a lot of teenagers be reaching out to me, and I be giving them little, they'll say, "Can you look at a video of me training?" And I'll sit down and look at it, and I'll critique it, and I'll just tell them, what they need to work on. I always tell
Right.
them like, you guys can message me anytime if I'm not when I'm not busy. I'll reach out to you and help you. See, we got to do that, man. And I be telling cats all the time around here. And it's hard to go to other gyms because so many people want to be stars of their gym. Because I be telling guys, look, if y'all doing something, holler at me. I'll come through. I'll
Yeah.
share some knowledge with the kids.
Yeah.
I'll take them through. I'll take them through some stuff. I'll tell them. I'll tell them where to get, how to get to where to get. I said I don't. I didn't do this one to be famous. I do this because I love it, but I also want to be able to those kids that need the help or, want that knowledge,
Right.
give it to them because the thing that I like when I see your videos is you're giving, y'all are working together. Until I see that in the fight business where instead of talking bad about individuals, it's our job to teach them, show them right.
Right.
And if we're not going to do that, we need to just keep our mouth shut. Because we're here to try to make a difference. Because, like you said, you got a son, you got a family, and my whole thing of it is I wanna teach I want to be in the position where I know that not only is that my family is safe, but at the same time try to do for youngsters what I do for my own.
Right.
Do for my own because in this world there's so much going on, and that right there, that just pisses me off to hear somebody because they don't know what that 60-year-old. Because you know what it is, man. I know what it's like not to, and you probably do too. When I tell people when you ain't got no man in your life, I said I had to learn how to be a man, and that's not
Yeah.
an easy thing. Your
Yeah.
mama can only be your mama. Your mama can only give you the mother love and attention. She
Right.
can't make you be a man. So it's a hard thing when you got these young men trying to find out how to be a man, and
Yeah,
you
man can't.
tearing down.
A woman can't raise a man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just like what you just
yeah.
said, man. Only a man can raise a man. My dad was in
You know,
prison, and so I know exactly what you're saying. But at the end of the day, I was raised. I was raised by the state. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
I've been locked up since I was 13 years old. So at the end of the day, I was raised in the institutions, man. You know what I'm saying? So I see exactly what you're saying, though. But like I said, man, just like you just said, man, a woman can't teach a man how to be a man. You know what I'm saying?
And it's just the thing of it is us as individuals, we're blessed because we had to learn on our own. And I try to
Yep.
tell people, I try to make it easier. And even us as grown men, man, I be trying to tell dudes, like, man, I said, I don't care what you say. Y'all jokers need to learn how to cry and let that shit out. Cause that
Yep.
shit will eat you alive. I know for a fact, like if you don't deal with a lot of things that's going on in you, it'll eat your life. That's why I really say to people, fighting saved my life. Cause it was a different kind of violence. It's like learning. It was more learning than just trying to run up on a brother and crack his skull. You
Yep.
learn and you learn this thing, and then when you become a really great fighter, you get a respect for the technique, knowing if I hit a cat right, it's game over. It's not about a gun no more. It's like if a guy crosses me the wrong way, I know, and then I think that's where you become more of a control warrior, knowing what, I don't need to fight. But if I have to fight, it's not really going to be a fight. So you're always thinking of not fighting people. And I think I think the thing, like I tell you all the time, is I want to help as many people. And even with fighting, one of my fighters was telling me the other day, said, Coach, you be doing stuff for people and they don't get you. I said, I just try to tell them the truth. The
Right.
truth is you just can't walk in and you know this. You can't just walk in a gym and say, I want the top guy. You're gonna have to earn that spot. I don't care who you are. You're gonna have to earn that spot. And like everybody asks me, and you're in the best place. I said, you know, if you really want to be a fighter, if you really want to be one, then I would tell you to go to Las Vegas. If you contemplate and not sure, stay your ass where you at.
Right.
Cause you go out to Vegas. I said, I know If you are serious, I think Randy Couture and
Yeah,
people don't.
he's got extreme couture is like 7 miles from my house.
Yeah, like I tell people, even from now, I said Randy has always had the top gym. All the guys
Yeah,
that used to fight in the UFC, most of the top contenders fought in his gym. So if you was trying to
yeah,
be a fighter and you wanted to get seen,
yeah,
the first thing, Mighty Mouse, that you'd have to do is you'd have to find out if your ass is going to survive over there.
no
First
doubt.
of all, because those guys were over there. They you weren't coming in there training with them in their world. Like you come
Yeah,
to their world. This is how we roll.
yeah. Yep.
And you
And
know,
DC Cobra actually just pulled off. DC Cobra's got his own gym now. So
yeah,
he'll still go over there, but he's got his own shit on Blue Diamond also, right down the road from Randy's. So he got
yeah.
his own shit too.
So those and see the thing of it is I try to tell guys, I say I try to help you in ways that these cats here, they don't care about your disposition. You
Yeah,
better have some money.
yeah.
I'm in a position to say, I'll help you, but you gotta come in and you gotta work.
Got to put that work in.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you go over there, you're gonna put that work in. But I'm just being honest and you know. But they want that money.
I want that money.
That's the
No
difference
doubt.
between me and them. I want you to come do the work and I'll support you and I get you that level. But I said I can't go taking you to guys like that if you just walking out the street. I want the top guy, but what can you do?
Yeah,
Because
and
because these guys
yeah,
you they sleep and eat it, because you're around. I said these guys get sponsorship money. And see you have the blessing for what you do. You can get up, go eat, go train, go do whatever you want to do.
yeah,
Because what you want to do, I say, when you at that top level, those guys will kill you because you're not going to mess with the rent money. Because most of those guys don't pay for their own cars. Most of those guys do not pay for their own rent. They
yeah,
pay, they have sponsors. So when you go up on these guys, you better know what you're doing because they know
yeah,
what they're going to do to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the beauty of it is I love training. I believe I believe knuckle up or shut up. Like that's it. If you're not fitting to fight, I tell
run your
guys if
mouth.
you're not fitting to fight, then there's
Yeah,
nothing else to talk about
that's it. Like,
because
if you want to talk about guns and all that, man, you can bypass me with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not even on. We're not even talking the same language. 20 years ago, we might have been able to, talk about that. But at this point in my life, man, if somebody's talking about shooting me or killing me or any of that type of stuff, bro, like, we're not even talking the same language, man. And I just tell dudes, listen, man, like, you can't be beefing with. I tell dudes, like, you beefing with me over the internet, bro. We ain't even in the same tax bracket, bro. You know what I'm saying? Until your house is paid for, till your cars are paid for. You know what I'm saying? When you ain't got no mortgage, you know what I'm saying? When you got your own companies and stuff, then you can hate. Then we can beef, bro. But until then, you hating on me, bro. We ain't even in the same tax bracket. We can't have an issue. You know what I'm saying? We can't have an issue, and you're not going to come out and fight. So if you're talking about shooting me or killing me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you've already went in a different direction that I'm not willing to take it to. You know what I'm saying? So there's no need to even bring up stuff like that, bro. Because like I said, I'm only willing to fight you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not willing to kill you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to die. You know what I'm saying? As much people as I don't like and stuff like that, and there are several people that probably don't have the option to ever fight me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm not hunting them down either. You know what I mean? And there's only a few. There's only a few that don't have the option to ever fight me. And I'm probably about three. You know what I'm saying? So when I say a few, probably about three people will never have the option to ever fight me if we ever see each other. You know what I'm saying? But because they've already crossed different lines that can't come back from. But other than that, man, like anybody else, they can always come out and get it, man. Like I said, all of our dates and times and locations are up, bro. You know what I mean? And we can do it however you want to do it. You know what I mean? And I have had guys show up, and guys have gloved up. You know what I mean? I had one in LA. The guys did show up. You know what I'm saying? And came out there only to fight me. You know what I'm saying? So I have had guys do it. You know what I'm saying? But when they come out there, Miami too. When they come, Lisa just said Miami. Yeah, Miami too. When dudes come, you know what I'm saying? Their whole they're not at all on that type of time. You know what I'm saying? They're not. They never come like that. They be like, "Miles, can I put the gloves on with you, bro? You know, I only came down here to put gloves on with you." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Yeah, cool. We'll get some rounds and let's go." You know what I'm saying? They've never been on the bullshit like these haters are. Where, man, when I see I'm gonna fuck you up, I'm gonna kill your kids, I'm gonna smack your wife, like, nah, man, no, ain't none of those type of people have ever showed up to an event, man. And I'm gonna tell you, like I said, man, you know, when we ran our Detroit event, you know, them dudes is walking around with AR-15s like pistols out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? They got them tucked in their pants like pistols. And it's like when I first seen them, I like, yo, I said, look, bro, I said, this is a guns down, gloves up thing out here. We out here running. We got kids bounce houses over here. We got a ring. He's like, no, bro, we out here for your protection. We out here for you. You know, anybody comes down this block, this is our block. Anybody comes down this block, and literally that entire road was abandoned houses. There was only like probably two livable houses that were on that entire street in Detroit. So he like, look, we out here for you. You know what I'm saying? This is Detroit. And I said, all right, cool. I was like, all right, if you out here for us, go ahead and monitor the street then. You know what I'm saying? Because the way that they said it, I was like, oh, all right. I was like, man, we must be in some real terror dome out here. I was like, go ahead and handle your business then. You know, if you out here to protect us and you out here to make sure everybody's safe, then do your thing. But I've never seen a person with an AR-15 in his pants.
That's
That was the first time I ever
that.
seen that. You know.
I'm at to roll with you one day. You have some stories. No, I think too. What you got to understand, I think what you're doing, and you have the utmost respect for me. What you're doing is a blessing because this what you're doing is the same thing I want to do, but people be talking that
Yeah.
and they don't want to do it. And I
Right.
told people, I do stuff. I say, I told cats, you want to help kids or do stuff and don't want no money? I said, well, everything got to be about money. Like,
Yeah.
save some lives. You know what I'm saying? Help some, kids,
That
youth,
karma will
they
come
don't
back
have
on you,
a
man.
choice.
Whether you believe in
Shark,
God or whether you believe in karma, whatever your belief systems are, man.
yeah,
You know, all the positive stuff that we've done and we've kept it going as many times as I wanted to quit doing this stuff because I always had a career. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it was like, man, I don't need this no more, man. As much stress as it was putting on me traveling every weekend to different places, as much money as it was costing me to run this stuff and do what I was doing. And this is when I was living strictly off of YouTube money. We didn't have
yeah,
nothing. So there was times I wanted to quit so many times, man. But like I said, how many people we've helped out in the lives that we've changed, and that we're still changing, man. It just keeps me in the mix. And it's like I said, it ain't got even nothing to do with money. We're spending money. You know what I'm saying? So for the people that always are looking to make money, yeah, Lisa just said a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we spending a lot of money. You know what I mean? So a lot of people that's always on some like, well, if I can't make $1 off this shit, I ain't doing nothing for nobody. Well, that's why you always gonna stay at the bottom. That's why you're never gonna amount. That's why you're never gonna do ESPNs and USA Today's and New York Times and MTV's and news channel. I just was on the news the last 2 weeks, about 2 weeks ago. I was just on the news 2 weeks ago. That's the reason why you ain't never going to do those things, man. That's the reason why you ain't never going to have a company and you're ever going to have anything, man, because your whole mind frame is, what am I going to get out of this shit? And when you always are on that type of time, bro, you never going, man, whether, like I said, whether it's karma, whether you believe in God, whatever your situation is, man, if you ain't putting God first, and that's my belief, then you ain't never going to amount. Your shit is not. Every time I put myself first in life, I always failed. You know what I'm saying? I always failed. Every time I was always like, nah, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to make it happen my way. You know what I'm saying? I always failed. I always stumbled. I always failed. And everything that I had planned didn't work out. When I started being like, man, look, I was getting ready to go back in the truck about a year ago, because I ended up having to have surgery. And literally kept me in the game of doing the guns down, gloves up stuff, man. But I was literally, man, within a couple weeks' time, I was literally getting ready to go back in the truck and say, screw YouTube. I'm done with this shit. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the negativity, man. It's stressing me out. I'm staying gone away from the family too long. I was literally getting ready to pull off from YouTube altogether, man. So then all of a sudden, bam, out of nowhere, oh man, you ain't going back in that truck. You need to have surgery. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, whatever it was kept me in the mix of staying with the guns down, gloves up, man. Because I could have easily went right back in the truck at that time and left the YouTube and everything else, and I'd have been gone. You know?
Yeah, man, you just have to keep you're doing you're doing a great thing. I can say when I first I came across you by accident. I don't know how I came across. I came and I started. I was like, oh yeah, then you got some fighting, and it's like boom. And then I remember one day you reached out to me, and I was like, and I see what you're doing, and I'm like, yeah, this is he's getting these jokers off the streets, and they're
Yeah,
fighting. And one guy that I trained, I had said your name, and he remembered you from something else. Yeah, yeah, man, I know what Mighty Mouse is. Yeah, like I'm like,
yeah,
oh, okay. So okay, cool. So then seen that I seen what you were doing, and I was like, hey, man, this guy he's trying to do something that needs to be done. And I think what you got to realize is you're doing a great thing, and you're gonna have people that are gonna come against you because you have a lot of power that you probably don't realize because it's from the goodness of your heart that
right,
you're just trying to help people and
right,
you're not looking for the comeback
right.
because the comeback means you get the blessing. And bro, and I'm telling you, bro, if you living in luxury, is even if God didn't say you couldn't have, and I tell people, God ain't never said you couldn't have an 8 bedroom house. God never said you couldn't have
No
14 cars,
doubt.
but don't put that stuff before Him.
For him,
Know
no
where it
doubt,
comes from.
no doubt.
Understand where it comes from. He
Yep,
never said that you had to live in a cardboard box, but when you get it, look to help others.
yep,
Help others because where the other people are where you're at, and I notice you and you, excuse my language, you's a funny motherfucker because I watched some of your YouTube videos where you be out in the mall having fun. And that's
yeah,
what life is about to me. Like,
no doubt.
go out and have fun and you surround yourself. And I see the people that you're around, so that automatically lets me know not that you're just a good person, but you real about what you're doing.
No
And that's
doubt.
why with me, a lot of people don't see me all the time and be like, because I say I only hang around real people. Like I'm trying to help people. I'm not trying to screw over people.
Yeah, no
As a
doubt.
matter of fact, like even people that have done me bad, I'll never tell you who they are. That's my business.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know me real cool and you in an environment with me, and you don't see me clicking with certain people, then you'll
Right.
know that I'm just not. Hey, people
Yeah.
can say what they want to say, but I have the choice, or say we have the choice, not to really be around it. My only thing is I want to help people, and that's why I appreciate you. That's why I always tell you if you have events, send it to me in my Instagram because I've had guys send me messages like, man, where are those fights at? I
Right.
posted the fly. It's
Yeah.
I said I ain't got nothing to do with that. I said my boy puts those on, so if there's
Yeah.
cats that want to fight, I'm putting
Yeah.
it on my story so you can
Yeah.
go when they're here, you go check them out.
No doubt.
Put your gloves on and go do your
Yeah.
thing. It's like at the end of the day, fighting is fighting to me, but it's all about how you conduct yourself
Facts.
as a fighter, how you conduct yourself as an individual, because you ain't gonna act like no. Like I tell guys I train, like you don't have to act like an asshole to be a great fighter. Just train to be great. You don't have
That's
to
it.
talk crazy or
Yeah, you
put
don't have to be that
somebody
shit
out.
talking, man. You don't. Yeah, you don't have to be that person, man. Like I said, if you're selling, if this was Conor and Mayweather type thing, man, where you doing all these different interviews, talking shit to sell pay-per-views and stuff like that, man. That's a different level. It's a different ball game, man. The Jake Pauls and Logan Pauls fighting for $20 million. If you're on that level, man, you gotta sell yourself to however you need to sell yourself, man. But
Yeah,
when you're not on that level, man, and you know, this is a sport at the end of the day, whether it's boxing or MMA, whatever it is that you're doing, grappling, whatever. It's a sport. So for you to feel like you need to dog another person or whatever, man, like I said, I got 20 amateur MMA fights, and I don't recall ever talking shit to anybody that I ever fought before or after the
yeah,
fight. I don't recall ever having beef with anybody. We do the weigh-ins and the stare downs and stuff like that, man. But um, never at any point did I feel like somebody was going to swing at me at weigh-ins or I was going to get hit or any of that. You know what I'm saying? Like there was no animosity before or after the fights. I've only seen the riffraff and the bullshit come behind what I run now. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
like I said, in the sanction world and in the sporting world and stuff, with two guys that know what's going on, man. We didn't have to do that. We weren't at the end of the night we was getting a trophy. You know what I'm saying? And so you can miss I've gotten paid pro contracts and stuff like that. But I'm just talking, and even then there was no problems. But when I'm talking about like just the amount of fights that I've had, I don't recall ever having any issues with anybody except for one person that just didn't make weight, and he wasn't gonna give me none of his contract money for a pro boxing match. And he didn't direct nothing directly towards me. He directed it towards the commission, and because he was a fighter out of Maryland, so he basically said screw DC and Virginia. So he's like, I don't need to come out here and fight. I still got my contract money, and he didn't direct, like I said, he didn't direct nothing towards me. He went off on them. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, like I've never had no problems ever with anybody. So that comes with the street stuff, man. That comes with these dudes that's never been in any sports in their lives, even football, basketball, whatever it may be. A lot of these dudes have never. They from the streets. A lot of these dudes come. I've had guys fight with house arrest anklets on. You know what I'm saying? I've had guys that are on probation that literally got out of prison a week before the fights and came out there to fight, that just got out of prison after doing like 10 and 15 years to come out there and fight. And it's like, man, so we got guys on probation with house arrest, man. I get 4 or 5 different gangs. Like the city councilman did a thing on us in Dallas. Matter of fact, yeah, it was in Dallas. The city councilman came and did a whole thing on us and was like, look, man, he was like, we ain't never seen, we put on like 70 fights that night. And they were like, look, man, we ain't never seen these gangs cross these different areas, man. A lot of these Mexicans that they don't come out here to these different neighborhoods, these Crips and these Blood, they don't come out to these different parts. And we out there in Oak Cliff and stuff. These dudes don't cross these different divides from their areas. He said, man, for them and then for them to come out here and fight with no issues, nobody got killed, nobody got shot, there was no problems. Man, he said I grew up out here. And he said, this was literally on his page. And he said, this has never happened before. He's like, man, for what you guys did out here, he's like, when are y'all going to come back? And the same thing we did in Camden, New Jersey. The chief of police in Camden, we were in the projects in Camden. They were so scared about what was going on in Camden that we literally had like 10 cop cars that were in the projects watching us in Camden. So we had all the Philly dudes and all that in Camden, in the hood. And Camden is only hood. There is no nice section of Camden. So it is only hoods out there. So we're out there fighting out this motherfucker, throwing on gloves, and the police were so scared of gang retaliation, they stayed there the whole time and watched this shit. The next day, I did a live feed on my YouTube, and because I had given the police all the YouTube so they can go watch the fight, I did a live feed. The chief of police got on my live feed. What was it? It was one of the police officers out there. She said it wasn't the chief. It was one of the police officers got on my live feed and was like, look, when are you guys coming back out here? Like, man, everything that you do out here, we love it. We did another event in Camden. We were out there fighting in the rain, bro. We went under a car garage type thing. They called the police on us because, man, we had like 50, 60 people out there. We literally didn't have no street light. We had no lights or nothing. You ever seen the movie Lionheart and shit
Yeah,
with Van Damme?
yeah.
So we're in the rain. We're in the rain, bro. We're in the rain. We're fighting under. We're fighting under these carports. We get everybody to take their cars and make a circle and turn their lights on and shit because we could not see out there. So we had everybody turn their car lights on in a circle. We out in Camden, New Jersey fighting. Man, 20 police pulled up. Man, they police were they surrounded the whole shit. They didn't know. All they seen was they just knew these dudes from the street. These were gang. There's my wife Lisa. Hello. That's my wife Lisa. So they didn't know what was going on, man. So the police had the whole shit surrounded, man. And we out there, we still running fights. We pretended like we didn't see them. You know, we out there running fights. They stopped and just sat there and watched us. So like about 15 minutes later, they came out. They were like, "Man, what are y'all doing? Like, what the hell is going on here? Like, man, they're like, you can't be doing this shit out here." All right. Well, one of the cops, he was a wrestler and he's an MMA fighter, and he trains with Anthony. He trains at Anthony Barbosa's gym in Jersey, which where
Okay.
Camden's at, and right outside of Camden. So he trains out there with Anthony Barbosa and stuff, man. Bro, he gave me his card and everything. He said, "Look, man," he said, "next time you guys are out here in Camden," he said, "if it's raining outside or whatever," he said, "man, come run these fights at my gym." He gave me his card. He said, "Man, come down to the gym, man. You can run these fights with us." You know what I'm saying? I was like, that's, we told them the whole movement and stuff. They loved it. They just couldn't believe that we were able to do that in Camden. They were like, man, these dudes don't fight. They kill. Man, Camden's one of the highest crime rates in the nation. They kill each other out here. Like, they don't do no fighting out here. You know what I'm saying? The chief of police is sitting out there watching the fights. You know what I mean? They called the chief. They're like, "Man, you won't believe this shit. You need to come down here and see this." You know what I'm saying? The chief, they all pulled up. They were like, they were like, "What's going on out here?" They'd never seen nothing like it, you know? So, all right. So, yeah,
Yeah, you got that. You know, I think it is, man. Is you got that respect and you trying to do something. So you gotta let cats know there's a protocol of this. Like we coming out here, you know, if you got some beef, let get it in the ring, fight it,
yeah,
and that be that. There don't have to be, there don't have to be no other reason, and
that's
that's
it.
good. That it's good, it's good what you're doing. I mean, it's just at the end of the day, you and I noticed that too because you had talked about it. Is that you got guys that are getting blessed and getting fight getting contracts and stuff like that because I'm sure you probably get some guys that got some talent, so you're giving them an opportunity that doesn't really come around a lot. Like you just can't
Yeah,
go in a gym and say, "Hey man, do you want to?" Not now. They don't. Back in the day, like show me what you got. It's like they don't really want to see that unless you paying them. You
right,
pay me to see it. Where you're going, like, hey, all y'all got to do is show up and do the show up and put the gloves on. Like I tell you
right.
all the time, man. Anytime, any place. Like I said, you need help or you know some guys out this way that trying to
I,
fight, man,
I
I'm
want, I
I'm
want, I
in. I'm
want to run.
out.
I want to run an event out your way, man, and promote a big ass exhibition spar fights out there where you at, man. You know what I'm saying? We call it whatever you want to call it. I understand. I've ran fights in gyms, so we've had to label things certain ways, not call winners. We've done it all. I know how to get around a commission in any state. You know what I'm saying? So trust me, I've had my issues. I've been under investigation with the commissions. Oh, I had a commission sitting at my kitchen table when I was in Virginia, man. So I know how to get around them. They mad as shit. The reason why they so mad is they can't understand why they can't put on fights and I can sit there and put on 30 and 40 and 50 fights in a night and not have to pay anybody. They don't have an understanding of that because they're like, man, there's no way these fighters ain't getting paid. There's no way that da da da. You know what I'm saying? They out there, they're gambling. They're gambling. They're paying fighters getting paid and stuff like that. Man, people don't realize, man, we went from running stuff in the backyard, man, where we was literally spray painting lines and footing out the ring. You know what I'm saying? And spraying lines, getting spray paint from Home Depot to make a ring. We literally ran stuff in Queens and in the Bronx where we used book bags. And I'm talking about we had some good fighters up there, man. Where we were using book bags for a ring. You know what I'm saying? Where we didn't have any of that. Now we're selling out strip clubs. We're selling out big ass club devos. We're selling out entire clubs, man, where they can't fit, where the fire department won't even let another person in the door. You know what I'm saying? And the commission could not understand how this is possible, man. The commission could not understand why these people want to go and watch these bullshit street guys fight. Why would they want to go watch some street bums? These guys can't fight. Why we want to go watch these guys when they can go watch these pro sanctioned fighters, man? Because, man, a lot of people can relate to the shit and relate to these people that are in here fighting, man, from being in prison, from being where they come from, for not being little Mayweathers out there. You know what I'm saying? For not being, Earl Spencers and shit. They can watch that on TV. The shit that we do, we turn that shit into a party, man. We turn it into fun, man. We promote gyms, and you believe it or not, every event that we've ran at A Top Boxing, man, Rocky has probably gotten like 3 new people to join his gym that ain't never even heard of A Top Boxing before. You know what I'm saying? That are from that city and ain't never even heard of that gym that has joined his gym. And we sell out every single show at A Top Boxing. We can't fit another person in that bitch. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about, man. And the commission just could not understand it. And if they're not making a dollar out of it, if I'm not having to pay their refs, their nurses, their judges and stuff, if I ain't even having to pay their people, first off, this is unsanctioned. Second off, these ain't pros. You know what I'm saying? And if it's in a gym,
Yeah.
we know how to word everything that we do. And they don't like it, man. They hate it. But at the end of the day, they came in on Thanksgiving, not last year, the year before. And they came in and said, look, man, we're letting you off investigation. All I could say was thank you, trying to be nice to them. But I wanted to say, investigate. You didn't have shit on me anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what I wanted to tell them. I wanted to be like, man, you only got what y'all decided y'all thought y'all had on me. You know what I'm saying? Because you couldn't figure out how this was, how I was able to do what I'm doing right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting paid. I make YouTube money. I got a tractor trailer company now, but back then all I was getting was YouTube. Man, all the money I was doing, I was taking out of my pocket, bro. Everything that I did was out of my pocket. You think I'm paying fighters? You think that I'm like, man, have you lost your mind? You know what I'm saying? With what money? With what money? We don't have. There's nobody throwing up no funds for this shit. We did this shit on our own. Literally every show that I ran, I was spending almost $1,000 from hotels to flights to car rentals to eating while I was there. I was spending almost $1,000 every time I went to an event. You know what I'm saying? You think I'm paying fighters too? I mean, y'all lost your fucking mind. I wouldn't even, dude. We're just now getting to the point where we're able to give fighters trophies and medals and shit. We couldn't even afford to give fighters trophies and medals. You know what I'm saying? Belts and stuff. We're able to do that now. You know what I'm saying? Because we're selling out events. Before, it was free to come, free to spectate, all that shit, man. We never charged nobody no gate fees and stuff. None of that shit, man. We were fighting in the backyard. We didn't charge nobody parking or none of that shit. Now we putting up events. I'll just give you an example. Club Devos, man, we might make $15,000, $16,000 at the gate. You know what I'm saying? For parking and door fees. That's without alcohol sales, because that has nothing to do with us. That's what the club. You know what I'm saying? But we're
Yeah.
selling out events now every single time, man. Like we're literally we literally don't have room for shit else. You know what I mean? And it just got to that, man. It just got to that within the last year. You know?
No, that's good, because a lot of stuff you're doing, man, you're doing from your heart, and you're creating a movement. Like, I remember you even telling me about that guy you got in Bare Knuckle FC. Got him fighting Bare Knuckle.
Yeah.
There's people that are getting blessings from this show, because it's hard to get into it's hard to get in those organizations
And we just got
to show
Roger
them what
on.
you got.
I don't mean to cut you off. We just got Roger on beat. Since you said that, we just got Roger on BKFC 2, guys. And Drew will be on BKFC 2 pay-per-views from now. So this is like our fourth guy that's getting on there, man. So stay tuned, man. We doing it.
I believe. Hey, I be watching, man. You're doing good. And that's the thing of it is that people see you doing good, and sometimes people want to try to figure how they can cash in. There's nothing to cash in on it. These guys
Nah,
come fight. If somebody sees them, it's not, you could say it's because of my show, but you're not personally bringing nobody out there. It's like because of you doing this show, you're giving guys opportunities. And
platform.
that's the same thing
Yeah,
that I'm telling guys today. Look, if you ain't got no money, well, matter of fact, first of all, I ain't asked you for no money. But
yeah.
if we're gonna do business, if you're serious, this is what I have to offer you, and you have the ability to tell me yes or no. Because when you do something with me, it's not about what I want. It's about us both communicating what we
Yeah.
want out of the situation. And once you come to that understanding, then it's good. I'd say if you go to a guy today, this is
You
what
ever
I
find a little
want.
gym that's willing to do that, man? Gyms have set fees. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
so exactly.
my son's grappling now. I pay a monthly fee for my son to grapple. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
For somebody, to come out and do what you're doing, man, it's unheard of. So for
yeah.
you to do what
So
you're doing, bro, that's amazing, man. You know what I'm saying? And you
yeah,
helping a lot of people out doing what you're doing, man. You know
yeah,
what
and
I'm saying? And
I don't ask for nothing because I tell people if I train you and you get good, other people gonna want to come train
yep,
with me and pay me. And guess what? I'm
yep,
not trying to. Yeah, you get a fight. Yeah, you give me a small percentage, but what I'm telling you is I'm not trying to eat off you
no
like these
doubt,
other people trying to eat
no
off you.
doubt, no
I'm
doubt.
saying just pay me like a 9 to 5 job. If I get you ready for a fight, then that's what you pay me for. Once you make all that other money, slide me mine. Go do what you want with yours. You don't. It's like a job to me.
No,
I
no
don't
doubt.
want to eat off of you. If you do good, you're gonna send people to the gym that are
Yeah,
gonna want to train with me, and then at the same time, you're gonna set yourself up. If you decide you want to open a gym or you just want to train people, now you've opened yourself up to where
right.
you can make money. So at the end of the day, everybody
Can
gonna
eat.
eat. I'm just not
Exactly.
trying to take it all off it.
No doubt.
I'm sorry. I want a legacy. I give a F about money. People think I'm
Right.
crazy when I say that. Because when you have a legacy, you have
That lasts
everything
forever.
under that.
Money ain't gonna
You
last.
have
Money you can't get buried with money. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Everything else will be it. Like I said, with the YouTube and stuff like that, bro. You know how many other people have started YouTubes off of my channel that have started their own shits that are doing
yeah,
successful, that are doing their thing. Bro, like we help promote them as well, bro. Like I said, I feel like, man, Cray, Dean, all them dudes that are doing good with their YouTubes, man. You know, we help push it. You know what I'm saying? Like anything they need from me, I do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never been on some like I don't want to see a motherfucker doing better than me situation, man. And I dealt with a group of people that were like that,
yeah.
and they didn't want to see me succeed. They didn't want to see me blow up. They didn't want to see me. They didn't want to see me get big. So they try to down me. They try to discredit me. And the thing about me is that's the wrong thing to do to me. You know what I'm saying? Like if you'd have just ignored me and stayed the fuck out my lane, then I probably would have fizzled. I probably would have fizzled away because But when you doubt me, when you try to down me or dog me or don't think that I'm gonna make it, bro, you ain't doing nothing but giving me more energy, bro. Like that shit's not gonna make me go away. That shit's just giving me another battery pack. I'm gonna ride even harder on your ass. You know what I'm saying? If you doubt, you got something to say, you want to doubt me, you want to hate me, bro. Like I'm gonna come even harder because I refuse to fail. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna come even harder at your ass, bro. If you'd have just left me the fuck alone and not said shit, I might have never been to where I'm at right now. You gave me the energy to go where I went. You know what I'm saying? For real.
You I think the thing with you and I laugh because when I be watching your videos and I be hearing these cats with that yin yang, I think what it is, man, is you are doing things that people don't think you should be doing. You're
Right.
knowing people that people think you shouldn't even be knowing. When people find out certain people that I know, they be, I've went to events and guys shook my hand. They like, man, I didn't know you, because you know what, man, this is my job. This is what I do for a living, and I
Right.
try to, I these kind of cats here, you gotta have integrity or honor, or they'll beat the shit out of you. It ain't no
No.
conversation. Like
Fact.
you get like, it was funny when you said like you met Frank Mir. I try to tell people about cats like that ain't gonna really have no conversation with
Yeah.
you. So
Right.
you either you respect them or you stay away from them, because
Yeah.
they're gonna let you know you're not gonna run that type of game with them.
Yeah.
Because you're doing great things helping people, and I don't think people understand that the gift that you have. Believe this, guys would not be doing what you would be doing right now. If anything, these guys would be trying to do it just for fame and glory and make money. You
Right.
actually are trying to help people, and you conduct yourself in a way is that's why I think your shows are good, because I don't know you to be there at the show, but I know when I do like little camps and I invite guys to come train, I say, first of all, you check that ego at the fucking door. If
Yeah.
you if you don't, I will tell you to leave. Because this is all about us learning. Ain't
Right.
about you better than him. It's all about you all here learning, because you all have something to offer each other. And if you
Yep.
make it more than that, you gotta go. You gotta go. So you're blessed to have these situations where, instead of you could be sitting there. I'm glad to see you succeeding, because whether you believe it or not, you inspire the shit out of me, because I be thinking like, man, this dude's on a level where he out here running, and these cats trying to bring him down. You living a good life with your family, and you should, because you're working, and
Yeah.
then you're showing everybody you can do what I do. So stop hating on me. Just get up
Fact.
and work. It's not
No
it's
doubt.
it's not that difficult. You just have to get up, and you got to get up
Do the same
and
thing.
hustle. And you got
Yep.
to hustle. If you don't hustle, you don't
That's
eat.
it.
I tell people that all the
Yeah.
time, and they laugh at me. But you can't get mad at somebody that's hustling.
Right.
That they want to, you want nice things. You want to eat. And the thing about you is you're trying to help other people. But see, I'm trying to help you all, and y'all hating on me. So
No,
that's why
that's
I'm
what they
trying
do,
to help
man.
you.
That's
I'm
the
trying
that's the
to
devil.
help you eat what I eat.
That's the devil. That's the devil in their ass, man. That's the devil in their ass,
Yeah.
man. And then it causes a wave because other people believe it. So a lot of people believe what they hear and what they see and stuff like that. So they go with it, man. And then it's a snowball effect, man. Of negativity, man. Instead of doing their own research and figuring things out themselves, bro, they just go with what another man tells them, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the devil in them, bro. To another man to try to bash or try to bring another person down, bro. It's always gonna be like that, man. If Jesus was walking today and he had a YouTube. He probably had more haters than anybody, man. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. The thing about it is, Jake Paul and Logan Paul, hey, I wish I had the haters that they had and I had the money that they had to go along with it. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I can say. Because one thing's for sure, they don't hate me as much as they hate them. Like real shit, bro. Joe Rogan and shit, bro. Joe Rogan's got so many haters, bro. Especially after the virus thing. I don't want to say it because they'll block my video. They blocked my videos before for saying it, but because of him giving his opinions on things, oh man, all of everybody was in an uproar. You know what I'm saying? Everybody started hating Joe Rogan and then started dogging him on shit that had nothing even to do with the reason why people were hating him. You know what I'm saying? That was the real issue.
Were you outside? You look like
Yeah, my
you look
hats are
like
drying. I had to clean my hats and shit. Yeah, I'm
I
sitting outside and I'm sitting out on the porch.
You look like you in Calabasas over there, man.
Man, it's like 80 degrees here in Vegas, baby.
Damn. Yeah,
Yeah.
wish the weather would get straight here, cause it's
Hey,
been
whenever you want to
crazy.
come out here, bro, you know you always welcome to come out here, bro. Come on out here and chick it, bro. I got an extra room up here, man. You come out here and kick it with me, man.
Yeah, I come out. Yeah, I have to. I haven't been out of Houston in a minute. I have to come up there,
Yeah, you
see
gotta do
what's
something,
going
man.
on.
I need to get back
Got to
down to
get.
Houston, man. Star Fame and them and them. Everybody keeps asking me to come back down there, man. I need to come down there. I've just lost, man. I just lost a lot of motivation, bro, like I had before. But I did this shit for 2.5, 3 years where I wasn't even home at all, man. So it was like, and I just got back from Pittsburgh last weekend. I just ran an event in Pittsburgh and stuff, man. It's like, you know, I don't want to run. I don't want to run like I was running, man. I don't want to run crazy. Like once a month, once every other month, something like that's good. That's good for me. You know what I mean? I don't want to be gone every weekend, like getting on a plane every weekend. Like, man, that shit just burned me out, man. I got tired of it, man. You know, it was fun at first. I ain't gonna lie, like it was fun going to different places that I've never seen and chilling with different people that I've never been around and stuff. It was fun. But man, it got to the point, man, that it was like, damn, man, I'm like, nah, this is killing me. You know, I was out there partying with people that wanted to party. I was training with people that wanted to train, you know, and then I was coming home with no sleep, especially in Texas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Especially in Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, it was like, man, let's go out after the fights. Then let's go train tomorrow. Then it's like, let's go train, let's go back out. And then it's like, now it's time to get back on the plane, and I ain't slept none.
And then I
You know?
say, don't come home being an asshole.
And then my wife's like, man, you come home and you're an asshole all the time because you ain't slept in 2 or 3 days. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, you know, I'm dead. I come home and you know, I'm dead. You know what I mean? Like for real.
well, look at where you at now, man. You in like the mecca of the fight capital, so you don't have to really do too much.
It is,
But
and that's
you
why
know,
you know, that's why I ain't mad about being out here because, like I said, my son is getting involved now. So you know, I'm you know, I'm happy that he's getting in the mix, man. So it kind of it makes me happy. And actually, I'm going to a place because of Frank Mir. You know what I'm saying? You know, Frank Mir comes over to my house and kicks it and shit. So if it wasn't for him, my son wouldn't even be where he's at right now, going to the school he's going to now. So you know, because he wanted to do karate and shit. And I was like, man, no, we're not doing the karate thing, man. We're gonna wrestle. We're gonna do BJJ. We're gonna do something else, man. So he went and he tried karate, and I was like, man, I'm just sitting in the class, like, I'm like, man, I'm like, man, it's some bullshit.
you know what's funny is I tell everybody today because they be like, "Well, you did karate." I said, "Dude," I said,
I
"When
did too.
we
I did
did,
taekwondo. I ain't gonna lie, I did taekwondo. Even though
yeah,
I was wrestling, I did taekwondo and I took it serious. But you know, things have evolved so far, man. We know what really works and
yeah,
what doesn't now. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah."
to me, that's a waste of money. You know what I'm saying? And all they doing is hyping your kids up to make them feel good. You know what I'm saying? And I can dig it and I can understand because there's 1,000 kids that are doing it. But if you want your kids to be combat ready, man, that's not the way. I don't believe that's the way. You know what I
No,
mean?
I agree with you. I think with the BJJ and Muay Thai and stuff like that, they
Yeah,
need to really, they really need to learn that now because the world is a much more dangerous place
yeah,
now than it was when we were younger.
no
I
doubt.
tell guys there's times when cats were fighting with their hands, they weren't thinking about guns and knives now. Like,
Yeah,
I'd say now, now even me, I tell guys it's like, it's to the point where you gotta have a gun because ain't nobody trying to fight no more.
oh
But
yeah,
they want to shoot you over some dumb stuff. So
yeah.
that's
They're
why I kind
scared.
of I stay to
They're scared.
myself. Yeah, I stay to myself, and that's the whole thing. I tell guys, I be training like you got some issues. Don't bring them in this direction because
Yeah,
when you bring them in this direction, I'm gonna point you back over
over
to that
there.
other direction because I
Yeah,
don't I don't I don't want to I want to be around it because life has
yeah,
gotten crazy. So I try to tell people even as a trainer, like if I don't, we had a guy, Mighty, I think it was maybe 5 years ago. I had a guy that almost ended up killing this dude. And after that, I didn't. I tell cats,
I
if
never
if
did
I
that.
look at you If I look at you and think that you got bad intentions, I'm gonna tell you turn around and go
Go
right
somewhere
back
else.
out the door.
Yeah,
Because I'm not
yeah,
trying to have you. Because these are guys that are trying to train and make a living fighting. This ain't street fighting. And, and,
exactly.
and, and you know, you sometimes you have to tell people, like, you know what, I don't have nothing against you. You just can't do that here.
Fact.
You know, you can't do that here because that's not what I'm trying to teach. And I don't have a problem working with cats off the street. Just understand, if you coming in here, you got to change your whole mindset
Yeah,
because if you're trying to fight for fairly, because one of the things I'm not going to get embarrassing. You got to understand street. I tell people they get mad at me. I say street fighting ain't no money in that.
no,
And if you make money, you gonna spend it all of it up. Not even if you win $2,000, that ain't even gonna cover your hospital expenses.
no, no.
You know, so I'd say at least now when you, I said now the organizations, I tell guys now, they pay for your medical. Back when the MMA came out, they
You
weren't
pay for
paying for
yourself.
your medical.
Yeah,
You were paying for it yourself.
everything yourself. Yeah,
Yeah, now it's mandatory that they pay for your medical. If you get hurt,
yeah,
you go to the hospital. They cover all your expenses. I said they
yeah,
didn't used to do that.
yeah.
So you're better off going to having a fight and get your arm broke and know that organization
They gonna pay for
is
it.
going to take care
They
of it.
insure it.
And
Yeah,
it's
they
not coming
insure it.
out
They
your
insure to
pocket.
pay for it.
Exactly. So it's
Yeah,
like, that's what I'm saying. Street business, you're going to make some money, but if you get hurt, that money that you won may not even cover the injuries that you got.
yeah,
So, it's like you got to be willing to, because I tell everybody, you have to be willing to grow. You got to be willing to want to learn. And I don't care where you come from, as long as you willing to do the work. And you are a living, looking through the eyes that if you want it, you just have to get out there and go get it.
no doubt.
And if they hate on you, there's no reason that, to me, you're like a blueprint. Like I say, you inspire me sometimes because I be dealing with cats be trying to hate on me, and I'm like, well, you can hate on me all you want, but I got the knowledge, and you just mad because you can't pimp me, because I'm not
Yeah,
gonna be pimped. I
no doubt.
don't do the pimping thing. I help people, but I'm not gonna. You're not gonna take advantage of me, and I think that's where you're at. Is like people want to know your formula, and it's like I'm not necessarily gonna tell you my formula, but it's not a difficult formula
Yeah,
to follow. And like you even saying, you're helping guys
yeah.
that are that
They want to do it.
that you
I help
started, you
everybody,
even
man.
helping guys
Yeah,
that are, hey, you're not, you're already established, so it's like you can't really hurt me because I'm
yeah.
already established,
Right.
but I can help you to where
Yeah,
you can build you something on your end, because you know what, we all can eat. No, no,
exactly.
nobody says, everybody act like you can. We could all sit at the table, like what you just said, Frank Mir. Fighters, when you find the right fighters are very giving if you, and if you come at them in a correct way. People
Right.
say, how do you come at them in a correct way? It's like I said, I've met a lot of guys, and one of the things that I've had a few guys tell me that met me, they said, Dwayne, one thing we like about you, and I didn't know the term, they learned it, like you're not a nut hugger. You don't
Yeah,
be just hanging around us and be like, no, because you regular people to me. You don't bust your ass. If I need to ask you a question, you always answer the question for me. I'm not trying to hold your pocket.
yeah,
Like if I respect you, I respect you. But as a man, I like to buy my own beer. I don't want no man buying beer for me. I
No
mean, it's
doubt.
okay if we go out as like if me and you go out and say, man, you want a beer, but
Yeah,
like I'm not gonna meet you at the. I'm not gonna come to the bar every night knowing you there just so you can
you
buy
get a
me
bit.
beer.
No, yeah, no doubt.
You know,
No doubt.
I'm not trying to hang on you like that. It's like it's just cool. It's cool to hang around people because I would rather hear knowledge and stories than try to have you buy me a steak dinner. I
No
can
doubt.
buy my own steak.
Yeah, yeah,
I can buy my own steak, and I just think that's why a lot of fighters are like. A lot of fighters are very particular who they like. If they know, like I can see Frank Mir with you because you're a pretty laid back dude, man. From what I see,
yeah,
unless somebody say something crazy, you just you're out there trying to help people. You're out there trying to learn. So
yeah.
and you're in the right place. You're living in the right spot, man. If you ain't running, you're in
Yeah.
like the damn fight capital.
I wish I was around here when I was still fighting, man. Because I tell you what, you exactly right. They got a never-ending amount of schools and stuff out here, and they're all high level. Because all the high level people, my man owns three of the Mayweather gyms out here. Ray Hicks, he owns three of the Mayweather franchises out here. Like, man, bro, we got Caleb Plants, like we got a lot of high level dudes out here, man. A lot of big name gyms out here. And a lot of the UFC fighters live right here. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson lives out here. Zab Judah lives out here. Mayweather lives out here. Like we have a lot of big name people that live right here in the city. So their gyms are right here, and they're right here, front and center with all this shit, all the big pay per views, all the big boxing matches, we got T-Mobile Arena out here for the UFC fights. Like all that shit's right here. You know what I'm saying? And so where they hold the Ultimate Fighter and all that stuff's right here in Vegas. This is the spot. So man, if you are a fighter, this is definitely the place to come, man. Like I said, I wish I'd have came here when I was younger, but I didn't have that opportunity. You know what I mean? So my son's out here getting started now. My youngest son, I got a 25-year-old and a 17-year-old too. So this is my youngest son, but he's the only one that I've been free with. You know what I'm saying? The rest of them I was in prison with. So man, he's the only one I've been free with to really guide in that direction, man. And it's been a fight with him, man, at first, because I started wrestling at 7, and he just turned 8, and I was trying to get him to start wrestling at like 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like, man, there was no way in hell he was trying to wrestle and no, you know what I mean? Like he wasn't with it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, you know what? I said, man, he ain't gonna never want to do this shit. The way that he acts and stuff, he ain't never want to do this shit. He literally, man, watched that Karate Kid shit. Fucking the new Karate Kid thing, that series that came out. And man, as soon as he watched that series, he wanted to do karate. And I was like, well, you know what, man? Even if it's karate, man, it's something combat set. I was like, man, maybe, you know what I'm saying? So we took him to karate. And, I was sitting there just like, man, I said, this shit is crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? I said, this is like nuts, man. It's like $300 a month for this bullshit, this bullshit right here. I said, this is ridiculous, man. You know what I'm saying? All they doing is hyping your kid up and just with a bunch of horse shshit. You know what I mean? So I
You
was like, man, you
serious,
know what,
man?
man? It's a joke,
You
man.
serious?
It's a
Three
fuck.
hundred? You
Yeah, it's like
serious? $300?
$300 a month, man. Dude, it's
Oh,
ridiculous, man. The MMA gyms out here are half of that. You know what I mean? And they don't really
man.
have any strict MMA for kids out here. You basically, if you're a kid and you want to do MMA, you got to do it with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing that they have out here specifically for the kids to do, you can either do Muay Thai, box, or do BJJ or wrestle. So there ain't nothing. There is no full MMA for your kids out here. Syndicate, where Frank Mir, he owns Syndicate. They do have an MMA class out there for younger kids, like teenagers and stuff, but not for kids his age. So I was like, well, his kids went to another BJJ school, and that's exactly where Cash is going, to where his kids went to BJJ at. So I was like, well, I'm going to send him out there. And man, the coach out there is super fucking good. And he's getting real combat, bro. They grapple. He'll show the kids like one or two moves, and then the rest of the night, well, they warm up for about 20 minutes, so he's getting plenty of exercise. And unless Lisa said, unless they're getting punished, then they're going to work out the whole fucking class. But
Dang.
but but he's a good coach, man. And he's like, I don't care if you die. Your parents signed a contract. You can die right now. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of coach he is, man. He's funny as hell. So he literally was like, look, man, he's like, man, he's a good ass coach with kids and stuff like that, man. So he's like, man, yeah, he said, ain't no walking. Got on my son. He's like, ain't no walking. You better run your ass back around there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really gets on the kids, man. Like, he's going there. He on their ass. And he's got no gi and gi. So he's able to get both, both worlds. And then you got open mat on Saturdays and stuff like that. So, he's able to really train. He can train 7 days a week. You know what I'm saying? So you basically, what you pay for that month, your kid can go 7 days a week. There ain't no off days. He can train every day. So it's up to you how many times he wants to go. I don't want to burn him out. I still want to have fun with it and stuff too. So, I let him, pick which days he wants to go and stuff. I don't want him going 6 days a week and shit. Then he don't like it no more. So I'm trying to keep it, kosher with him for at least until he's 9. After 9, he's got to go. You know what I
mean? That's cool, man.
He loves it. He loves it, man. They look. He literally teaches them like one move. He'll teach them like one move, and then the rest of the class, they're going at it. They switching partners and they're going at it. The rest of the class. So what I'm saying, with all levels, big kids, small kids, you grappling them all, girls, everybody. So you getting in with the whole fucking class. You know what I mean? And he's getting better and stronger. You know what I'm saying? So and he's learning to move every night. You know what I mean? So the way he's running it, man, he's running it good. In my opinion, I think he's doing a good job with the kids. And like I said, Frank Mir's kids went there, and Frank Mir's daughter is the only female in America to ever get a scholarship to a Division I school for wrestling, and she's going to Iowa, which is one of the top schools in the nation for wrestling. And she got a full scholarship to that school as a female. And she won states every single year in high school against guys. That's a bad bitch.
Oh wow! So it's not a wrestling.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They all wrestle. Son just won states and shit too. No, they all wrestle. They're all badasses, man. They're all badass, man. You know what I mean? So, but his daughter won states all 4 years in high school, man, and got a scholarship to a Division I school, the only female ever in America, and she's already got a UFC contract. So Frank told me that he wants her to go fight. And I was like, damn, bro, I don't know, man. Like, to me, it's like, man, you can fight later, like go to Iowa and fucking wrestle and get that college scholarship, bro. Like, because at the end of the day, man, just because you got a UFC contract, you might not be that person in the UFC. You might not be that champion, and that might fall through. But then you just killed a scholarship to give you a career for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? So, I understand him seeing like you can get paid right now. Let's go. And I think she's good enough that look, I've seen her. I think she's good enough that she fucking is going to make waves in the UFC. But I think that, man, going to Iowa for 4 years on a full scholarship, man, to me, like, it's a no-brainer on my end, the way that I think about it. But he knows better than I do as far as that world goes, because I haven't been on that side of things, not on that level. So he knows better than I do. But to me, it's like, I think I want my kid to fucking get that college scholarship and fucking go to a school and all that type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's I can see that. That's cool, man. I didn't know his kids wrestled. See, you living the life, man. That teaches, so you don't have to worry about running no more. You right there.
Yeah, I'm right here. And the thing about it is that in my own city, I ain't even ran an event out here yet. I got so many fighters out here that want me to run an event out here that train with me now. That want me to run an event out here. But COVID last year, so we had a spot last year, and then COVID, they pretty much shut us down before we even got started. They were like, you better not run an event out here. It wasn't like Texas, man. Where Texas, man, they never really gave a fuck about the COVID, bro. We did what we wanted to do. We did everything we wanted to do. We did in Texas, man. Like, we never had to dodge, duck, or hide or do any. We did whatever the fuck we wanted to do in Texas, man. Like, they never cared. It was like they were so laid back down there. That's how I got so established down there, because every other place was on my ass. Like, they fucking were like, nah, you better not have more than 10 people in one area at one time. Like, they were really on my ass. Where Texas never cared about shit. They didn't care about none of that shit except in the airport. Other than that, Man, they didn't care about nothing we did, bro. You would we go in the strip club with a mask on. As soon as you got in, you take that bitch off, and we'd still have about 2,000 people in the club. You know, they didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? That's how they didn't care. Texas never gave a. I don't know about Houston. I'm just stuff like with the DFW. Man, they never cared about nothing. If you look back at any of our videos, that was all through COVID. That was all through COVID, man. But that wasn't no old shit or new shit or none of that. That was all through COVID, man. We ran those events during COVID season, man. You know what I mean? That we didn't care. We ran that shit.
Yeah, yeah, they had to, yeah, they was letting every Texas was pretty mild about things out
Man,
here.
they
They
are, bro.
still are
Hey,
like they just
Texas gonna be a
started running.
bust.
They're running fights now. They're running fights. They're running fights now. And nothing's really. I think with just the COVID thing is that they're just seeing which I saw anyways. You get the shot or not, there's still a great chance you're gonna get sick. So
We got it.
it's like, but
We got
yeah,
it.
you took the
I think I
shots.
caught. I think I caught it. I think I caught it in Texas.
Yeah, it's like they say even if you get the shot, it doesn't really matter. There's people that have had gotten the shot and died. So it's like you
My
just
boy
have
Pimpy,
to,
his mom
huh?
just died from that shit, man. My boy Pimpy just his mom just died and his sister, man, from the COVID vaccine, bro. Like I
Yeah,
said, I ain't with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't get it. I had I had the
I
COVID.
agree.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't, like I said, anything, if you ain't had something that's been out for 10, 15, 20 years that I can see what it's done to people, man, you're not going to come up with something in 6 months and tell me to inject that shit in my body. You know what I'm saying? And we don't know the long-term results of that shit, bro. I'm not a guinea pig. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a motherfucker. I'm not a circus monkey. You know what I'm saying? Like you can practice that shit on somebody else. You know what I mean? Like you can make all these other people fall for that bullshit when you catch some weird ass cancers and die like fucking 10 years from now. Hey, all they're gonna say is, "Look, we had to come up with it. We was in an epidemic." You know what I'm saying? You signed the papers. There's nothing you can do about it, and that's exactly that's called population control, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I'm not with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with it. Like it's like I said, I'm just not. I'm not going to just fall for anything, man. And then 5 years from now, they're going to come out with something else. You know what I'm saying? Another 5 years, they're going to come out with something else. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm all these different variants and shit. I'm not. I ain't going for it, man. But look, we've
yeah,
been on
you
this bitch.
gotta.
We've been on this bitch almost 2 hours, bro. I want you to give everybody your information, your gym info, your Instagram, everything that you could possibly give these people on here, man. Give them all your info. I'm gonna post this video up tomorrow, man. So give them everything that you got, so they can get a hold of you, information wise, etc., man.
Well, everybody, if you want to get a hold of me, I'm on Instagram.com, Monster Method, Monsta Method, METHOD. You can also find me on Facebook under my name, Dwayne Stevenson, or even through my Instagram. You can also catch me. You can also reach me through for just regular training. You can reach me through my number, which is 346-245-1438. That's for regular training. And I have a new number strictly for fight training. Guys want to fight. This is the number that I'm finna to give you. The number you call if you're serious about fighting, which is 346-288-7679. 346-288-7679. This number here, just don't call if you ain't serious about fighting or training. This is
Right.
the line where you can reach me and talk to me and get you hooked up training. And I have which is crazy, I have a private gym, so I'm located in the energy corridor area. So if you serious about wanting to come train with me, you must set up an appointment to come see me. We have to talk, make sure that we all fit the criteria, because it's about business and it's helping everybody. It's helping you to become successful. It's not about me. It's all I'm concerned about you is you ask me what I can do for you, and I will do exactly what you asked me to do. If you're serious about fighting, getting in shape, whatever, is it's all good. And I
Yep.
appreciate you, Mighty Mouse.
Yep.
Appreciate you, man, for having me
I,
on here.
hey,
It was a pleasure.
and I appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as we come back to Houston, man, you already know, man, you gonna be the spot that we're gonna come to, man. We're gonna run these events at, man. We definitely coming out there to you. And we're gonna put on a big ass show. So let's look sometime in the spring, beginning of summer, man. And we'll set something up, man, something big in Houston. I get a million questions to come out to Houston all the time. People actually get mad that I'm always in Dallas and I haven't came back to Houston. So we're gonna run that, man. I appreciate you, man. Much love, man. Thanks a lot. Everybody that's on here, you guys reach out to
Man,
him, hit him up. This video will be posted out tomorrow, man. I'll send you the link to it, homie. Appreciate you, brother.
right. Peace out, bro. We'll